Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Now, yesterday there were loads and loads of rumours going around about the Shedron Mustafi deal. Some of them coming from a lot of ITKs out there. In case you don't know what ITK stands for, that stands for in the know. There was reports from a couple of ITKs that the Mustafi deal was off, that Mustafi didn't want to sign for Arsenal anymore. He decided to stay at Valencia and the deal was no longer happening. Subsequently after that, more rumours came out to suggest that the deal is not off. The deal's merely stalled. Some of these ITKs were getting slaughtered by people on Twitter. I mean, you know what? Sometimes what I'd say is this, is that you do get whispers sometimes from people who are very close to the club about certain targets, and you know, they've been giving it to you as genuine rumours, but they're not always right. And I learnt that to my cost. I remember I was told about Loic Remy joining Arsenal, which in fact was going to happen, and it was like a last minute thing where Loic Remy changed his mind and decided to go to Chelsea. And I remember I came on here and I was like, yeah, I can tell you this, Loic Remy is joining Arsenal, and I got proper mugged off when it didn't happen. So these things can happen, but one thing I would say, and I remember hearing DT say this in his interview when I interviewed him on Sunday, where we did a Facebook Live building up to the game, and he said, which is very true, he goes, do you think sometimes these ITKs are going to know about these multi-million-pound deals that are being done that are very sensitive, right? How is an ordinary person on Twitter going to know about these deals? And he's spot on. A lot of times they don't know anything about these deals. I've had about 3 conversations this summer with Ivan Gazidis. That's the guy. If you want a person who's going to know what's happening, it's him, right? Where I've probed and I've asked him and he hasn't told me anything. He's dropped little hints, but he hasn't revealed anything. I really don't think that a lot of these ITKs know much. There are some people that are sources that they're pretty accurate. One of them is David Ornstein, and his view on the Mustafi deal was, as I said, is that the deal is still going ahead, but at the moment it is stalled. You know what I mean? They're arguing about the fee. We're being told we're being told that Arsenal don't really want to pay more than about 20 million because they want to keep back some money so that they can buy a striker. And Valencia want about 25 million. Apparently the player is up for signing. He wants to come, but they're stalling over price, which it just infuriates me. It infuriates me. It infuriates every Arsenal fan. My season ticket costs over £1,000 and we're haggling over a couple of million. I mean, honestly, why has this club never got any money? I go up to that stadium, brilliant stadium, always packed. Even sometimes when you see some empty seats at Arsenal, those seats have been sold. Those are people who just couldn't make it on the day. Always 60,000 capacity at Arsenal. Arsenal always on TV, got a fantastic TV deal. They get £30 million off of these guys, Puma, per year for sponsorship on kits. They're sponsored by a host of other companies. They got money, you know, Emirates, DraftKings. They got money coming in everywhere. And we're haggling over a couple of £1 million for something that we vitally need. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I always say I admire the fact that we're running a club that is not just run and where we don't just splash money that we don't have. But come on. We need a centre-back. We did it. Who did we sign last year? Mohamed El Neni and Petr Cech. Look at the players that this summer, excuse me, that we've removed off of the wage bill. Thomas Rosicky on over £70,000 a week. Flamini, same thing. Arteta, same thing. What's the problem? Oh my God, it's the most... People wonder why Arsenal fans get frustrated. This is why. If we was a club, if we were Crystal Palace, West Brom, Hull City, those sort of clubs, and we're haggling over these sort of pennies, and when I say pennies, I know I'm talking about £1 million, but in real terms, it's pennies or pounds, I could understand. But this is Arsenal Football Club. And do you know what, guys? Sometimes to get these big deals done, you're going to have to pay a little bit more than what the player's worth. As I said the other day, all these clubs know the Premier League teams have got loads of money. They want some of it. Why not? Why not? I would feel exactly the same, you know? If I'm selling something and I'm selling it to a mate, or I'm selling it, say I don't know, let's just say Arsenal Fan TV, and a mate of mine came and wanted to do a deal with me. I'm not going to give him the same deal as what I'd give to a massive company that's got loads of money. Of course, the company that's got loads of money, you're not going to give them certain discounts and that. You're going to want to get a good amount of fee off of them because you know that they have the funds available. What is the matter with this football club? It drives me absolutely nuts, and I know it drives you guys nuts as well. I only have to look in the comments on every single video or speak to people, whether it be here in the UK, whether it was when I was in America, whether it was in Scandinavia, anywhere I go, everybody says the same thing, apart from the hierarchy. Don't seem to understand. I really don't get it. If we don't get Mustafi, we're being told that there's two other defenders that Arsenal are looking at. Now, the first one is Omar Toprak. He's 27 years of age, plays for Bayer Leverkusen, experienced centre-back. He joined from Freiburg, Bayer Leverkusen from Freiburg in 2011. Very reliable defender, rated pretty highly in the Bundesliga. Not a spectacular defender, but a defender that can be relied upon, experienced, and, you know, possibly a decent, you know, person that can come in there and do a role. Also being linked with another defender, the Denmark international Simon Kjaer. He plays for Fenerbahce at the moment, 27 years of age. He's had 59 caps for Denmark, so a very experienced player. Also been interested in him before, interestingly. They've taken a look at him a couple of times, and he only joined Fenerbahce in 2015 from Lille, but he's an experienced centre-back. Kjaer, Kjaer is being looked at Arsenal as alternatives. Now, listen, this again could be brinkmanship by Arsenal. You know, put it out there that, you know, we're looking at two other defenders. If this doesn't fall through, to kind of try to pressure Valencia into saying, you know what, let's just get this deal done because we don't want to miss out on the £20+ million. And Valencia do need the money at the moment to balance their books. But please, Arsenal, get this deal done. I mean, there's a lot of reports that the deal won't be done before the weekend. I mean, even if it was done now, I don't think now Mustafi would be ready, would he, to go straight in at the weekend, which means, again, we're going to have one of the youngsters in for that game against Leicester. And remember, Leicester's forward line, Jamie Vardy, Musa, you know, Mahrez, we're doing it again. I don't understand it. For what, a few £1 million? Lose another game? Oh, well, you know, lose another game. We have all the fans on your back and on the team's back. Is it worth it? Or would it be better to just get the deal done? You tell me. Alexander Lacazette. Now, I told you yesterday that Lacazette, when interviewed after scoring a hat-trick the other day against Nancy for Lyon, he did not, you know, say that he's not moving. He actually said that, listen, you know, if there's an offer that comes in that it can't be refused, I don't want to refuse it. Basically, that's what he said. In other words, he's up for moving if the right deal comes in. So he's available, right? Reading yesterday, David Ornstein from the BBC, reliable source, who said that he believes that Arsenal are holding back money to try and bring in a striker. Could it be Lacazette? The other interesting thing about it is that apparently Lyon have approached Chelsea about Loic Remy, you know, making inquiries about Loic Remy as a possible replacement should they lose Lacazette. So is this kind of falling into place? Could Lacazette be the striker that Arsenal are going to go after? We've sort of been chasing him all summer, the summer before that. I really don't know. But those are some of the, excuse me, developments that have happened on that. Could Lacazette end up becoming an Arsenal player? Certainly, it would be for me, it would be a positive move. A lot of people still say is Lacazette a world-class player, etc., etc. My answer to that is, you don't always buy a player that's immediately world-class. You can buy a player that's very, very good and on the verge, and you can then, by bringing him into a team where he's going to be playing with better quality players, he can become world-class. And we've seen it with Antoine Griezmann. He was at Real Sociedad. He wasn't world-class yet, but he was an excellent player. He was doing really well. He was very good, very, very highly thought of. Has gone to Atletico Madrid, better players around him, and has become world class. Doing it for France now as well. So this is how sometimes, and Atletico Madrid have been brilliant at it. They've been doing this for years, where they take certain players that are on the verge, bring them into a better setup, and then they become absolutely world class. So for me, we should get Lacazette. That's my thinkings on it. I don't know what you guys think, but let me know. I'm getting into a few of your comments. King Size Bed said, I've had enough, Rob. I'm drained. I'm drained as well, mate. He says, I can't be bothered to sit and tell a man who has so many years experience as a manager what to do. I know he's done wonders for us, but look at us now, a joke of a club, a shadow of a giant. Maybe if we were saving money since 2006 to bring in Messi or Ronaldo, or a ridiculous deal like that, I wouldn't mind, but we're not. It's all about spending 12-ish million on each player, then hoping and risking if he will be good. That's not how big clubs do business. Big clubs sign quality. Giroud was a backup striker. Then Welbeck was a backup for the backup. He said, we're not a big team. He said, we are not a good team, he says. I'd be surprised if we get fifth. Shocking last season. One player in for 10 million in the whole summer. I just can't be asked anymore. We have to say something about the same thing that happens every season, and there's never any changes. So F it. And he's not happy. And I must say, you can't argue with anything he's saying there. Ramsey Arsenal 16 says, why was Giroud, Ozil and Koscielny not even on the bench? Again, he's got a great point there. I was watching the game last night with West Ham. Dimitri Payet also got to the final, was on the bench, came on, nearly changed the game for West Ham. Why wasn't Koscielny on the bench? Why wasn't Ozil on the bench? Dimitri Payet played in every game, was one of the main players for France. I don't get it. And Sanya Hoiki says, an offer Leon can't refuse is an offer Wenger cannot accept to make. You see, it's all negative. How can we be going in the first games of the season and it's so negative around Arsenal? We should be looking forward to the season. We should be happy now. Even if we lost, right? And we brought in quite a few players and it was all exciting and we'd lost, it'd be like, okay, well, it's the first game and we're going to... But at the moment, people are like almost like they've written off our season after the first game because they're like, well, Robbie, it's the same old thing again. And as some of the pundits, I think Jamie Carragher said yesterday, with Arsenal, it's getting boring because we always do the same thing. And you can't argue with these guys. That's the worst thing. You know, the worst thing that grates me sometimes is that you want to argue with these guys and it's very difficult. Although Adrian Durham, right, who I heard running up his mouth yesterday because a couple of years ago when I appeared on TalkSport, I sorted him out and he knows it, right, about Jurgen Klopp. He came on, he said, there was Arsenal Fan TV, he was telling me a couple of years ago that, why did we need Klopp, right? And now he's come, reared his head because Liverpool beat us and telling me about Klopp. Adrian, why didn't you mention Klopp last season? You didn't say anything about Klopp when, Liverpool didn't even get into Europe. Not a mention of Klopp when you were saying, hey, wait until the end of the season, mate. Calm down. Calm your skin down, as you have to say on your show. Listen, he's good at what he does, Adrian Durham. I'll give him that. He's really good at what he does. But listen, mate, anytime you're ready for me to come again, right, I'm here. And I know what he'll do. He'll try and line it up after. We'll probably lose to Leicester and he'll call me. But listen, I'm always here, mate. Trust me, I'll always back my club. Thanks for watching the show today. And we're going to be back right about the same time tomorrow.